I got this question recently and figured I should throw it on here. So, every hole in golf is either a par 3, a par 4, or a par 5. Par 3s are typically the shortest, par 4s are kind of an intermediate, and then par 5s are the longest. So, if the hole's short, they expect you to get the ball on the green on your first shot, and then they always allow for 2 putts. So, a par 3, first shot on the green, second shot is a putt, third shot is a putt. So, on a par 4, they're saying you should hit your first shot into the fairway, your second shot onto the green, which is 2 already, and then make a putt, and then make another putt. Now you have 4 strokes for that hole, which is a par 4. So you got a 4 on a par 4. That's a par. Then a par 5, it's supposed to take you 3 shots to get it on the green. So you hit your driver into the fairway, you hit another shot in the fairway still, and then you hit another shot onto the green. So you're laying 3 on the green. You hit a putt for 4, and then you make the putt for 5. So that's how you get a par, is you get the same amount of strokes on that hole as the par designation. So if the first hole is a par 4 and you get a 5, you bogey the first hole. If the second hole is a par 3 and you get a 4, that's another bogey. So you went bogey, bogey to start the round. Hole 1 bogey, hole 2 bogey. But if you play a par 5 and say you hit it in the fairway and then you hit a really long shot onto the green, you're on the green in 2, and then you 2 putt, that's 4, and that's a birdie. So if you get 1 less than par, that's a birdie. If you equal par on the hole, you get a 4 on a par 4, that's par. And then if you get a 5 on a par 4, that's a bogey. If you get a 6 on a par 4, so it's 2 over on that hole, 4 would be par, 5's bogey, so 6 is double bogey. 7 is triple bogey, 8 quadruple bogey, and so on. The only other thing is an eagle, which would be if you typically on the par 4, if you hit driver, instead of hitting on the fairway for your first shot, you hit it all the way to the green, which is a really far drive. You could make that putt. So if you get a 2 on a par 4, that's an eagle, because that's 2 under 4. So 2 under on the hole is a eagle. And then if you get a hole in 1 on a par 3, that's also an eagle. And then if you get a 3 on a par 5, that's also called an eagle. And there's a very, very, very rare shot in golf, which is a 2 on a par 5, and that's called an albatross. So there you are. Now you know what eagle, birdie, par, bogey, and double bogey, and so on all mean. So now when your friends talk about it, you'll understand.